What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update. And we have some new information about the second stimulus check and the second stimulus package from both Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker and leader of the Democrats, and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, and President Donald Trump saying that he will step in. I'm going to show you the interview in this video. But first, if you can, hit the like button for us down below. It really helps out our channel. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on second stimulus check and election news updates. Okay, first up, House Speaker and leader of the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi, and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin have spoke again today regarding the negotiations over another stimulus check and an unemployment extension benefits and mortgage and rental assistance. They seem to be making progress, and they plan to speak again tomorrow on Tuesday, which Nancy Pelosi has set a 48-hour deadline to get a stimulus package done before the election. Now, both Nancy Pelosi and President Donald Trump have said within the last few days that if they can't get the deal done before the election, that they will both be willing to sign it right after the election. Of course, Nancy Pelosi thinks the Democrats are going to win the election, and President Donald Trump thinks that he's going to win the re-election. And both have said that they're willing to make an agreement and actually sign off on the stimulus package within a day or two after the election if they can't get an agreement done before the election. In Nancy Pelosi's 1-hour phone call with Steve Mnuchin, the pair, quote, continued to narrow their differences. Nancy Pelosi's spokesman, Drew Hamill, said in a statement that Nancy Pelosi has directed the White House committee chairs to work on and resolve areas of disagreement with the White House, and the Speaker and Mnuchin plan to speak again tomorrow on Tuesday. Quote, the Speaker continues to hope that by the end of the day Tuesday, we will have clarity on whether we will be able to pass a bill before the election. President Donald Trump says that he will step in if Republicans oppose passing a multi-trillion-dollar stimulus package.
But let me ask you about the economic hardship that has hit so many businesses and the states. The states say they need more money. Taxpayers, Americans say they want more money to help pay the bills. You have put a $1.8 trillion on the table. Will there be more money by Election Day? Do you have a deal?
Well, I want the money by tonight, but Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve it because she thinks it's good politically for her not to approve it. And if you look at our numbers nationwide, they've been incredible. You know, we're on a very strong V. The job numbers were up to 11.4 million. It's a record over the last number of months. We're doing, from an economic standpoint, and next year we're going to announce third quarter numbers. I think they're going to be phenomenal, by the way. I think you're going to have perhaps over 25% GDP. Our unemployment numbers, and if you look at the number of people being hired, but Nancy Pelosi doesn't want to approve anything because she wants to bail out poorly run Democrat states. And we don't want to do that.
Republicans are holding back.
I will say this. I don't think she wants to approve it anyway. I think even if we gave her the money for the poorly run Democrat states, I don't think she'd approve it anyway.
But aren't you getting pushback from Senate Republican leaders?
I will take care of that problem in 2 minutes.
So do you think we can have a deal before Election Day?
Look, if I had something that would be good, I think I could quickly convince the Republicans to do it. They're ready to do it. But Nancy Pelosi does not want to do it.
All right, let me ask you.
I wish your governor would call up Nancy Pelosi and say, do it. She wants to hold it till after the election. And I think it's bad for the Democrats.
And Governor Evers,
if they sent a bill over, I am ready, willing, and able. And I wanted a higher number than she wanted.
What's your number?
I'd go higher than her number, and who knows what her number is. But if you said $1.8 trillion, if you said $2 trillion, if you said $2 trillion, too many numbers, I'm willing to go higher than that because it wasn't the people's fault. This whole thing that we talk about was China's fault. They caused this problem, and they're going to pay for this problem.
So, multiple things the president said there. One, he thinks Nancy Pelosi wants to make a deal after the election. We did think that could still be. Who knows what Nancy Pelosi's thinking? Let me know if you know what she's thinking. My wife would say what she's thinking, but I don't think I think she's upstairs. But honestly, I think that Nancy Pelosi could either be pushing to do it right before the election, where the president will quote, get the praise for passing it because it'll pass so close to the election that basically the money will go out after the election, but they'll have it done before the election. And Nancy Pelosi thinks that the president won't get a lot of votes that close to the election, that people will already have their minds made up. But President Donald Trump thinks that she might try to pass it after the election. President Trump and Nancy Pelosi have both said that they would be willing to pass an agreement right after the election. But I think it's much better to pass it before the election because there's less uncertainty before the election. I know the election's only about 2 weeks away, but people need money now. So let's hope they can come to an agreement now and get it passed before the election. And then after the election, with the House and Senate possibly changing hands, Nancy Pelosi might not be in there anymore. Mitch McConnell might not be in there anymore. Then they can work on more packages after the election. Also, the president says there that the Republicans will not be a problem. And if they are a problem, he will step in and within 2 minutes solve that problem. Basically, he'll probably have to go and talk directly with some Republican senators to make sure that they get those 13 votes that they need to pass a bill in the Senate. They need all the Democrats and 13 Republican senators. The president says he'll step in and make sure that they vote on a bill, they vote yes on the bill if they come to an agreement with the Democrats. Remember, the Democrats can pass a stimulus package or any bill in the House of Representatives all by themselves. But there's a filibuster rule in the Senate, which is barely controlled by the Republicans, but you need 60 votes in the Senate to pass a bill in the Senate because of the filibuster rule. So you actually need 13 Senate Republicans and all the Democrats, or you need all the Republicans and like 7 Democrats to pass a bill in the Senate. So you basically need at least some bipartisan support to pass any bill in the Senate. We've also had brand new news just today that the White House has upped their offer to the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi to now $1.9 trillion, inching it closer to what Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats want, which is $2.2 trillion. And the key quote about that is the president is willing to give some additional money in terms of direct payments. So additional money for stimulus checks, which means the stimulus checks could be larger. And he's willing to give some additional money in terms of PPP money, Paycheck Protection Program, to restaurants, hotels, and small businesses. So it'll be interesting to see if this will seal the deal with the Democrats by providing additional money for not only small businesses, but also, you've seen the quote, direct stimulus checks, which could mean that the $1,200 stimulus check could be higher, maybe $1,500 or $2,000 for each individuals. And we've also seen that the Republicans have been wanting to raise the check for dependents, which is children, adult dependents, which are people that are on somebody's tax return as a dependent, and college children, to raise that check from $500 this time around to $1,000 and to make sure that everybody gets a check for dependents this time around. Last time, adult dependents most likely did not get a check depending on your circumstance. They not only want to give you a check this time around and make sure that everybody gets a dependent check this time around, but they also want to make it higher of instead of $500 to $1,000. But we are now seeing the possibility that they want to give extra money for stimulus checks. So we don't know the details on that yet. I will keep you guys updated as we hear more information. I also want to say one of the other disagreements is the Democrats want tax credits for children and even people that don't have children, thousands of dollars in tax credits, and the Republicans did not have that in their bill. That's one more thing that they're working on right now, and I think it's a possibility that when they do come to an agreement, that kind of gets thrown in there also. So you could possibly get the tax credits, which could mean several $1,000s in tax credits that you actually could get maybe for when you get your tax refund, or even sooner, you might be able to get a refund from your taxes early through a tax credit. So you could get thousands of dollars from your tax credit, but also the larger stimulus check from this Republican proposal. So really, that's more money for from the Democrats, from the tax credits, and from the Republicans for the stimulus checks. Let's hope that we see both of those happen in the actual stimulus package. The Presidential Debate Commission is meeting today to discuss potential rule changes ahead of the final presidential debate, which is on Thursday night. Quote, "We are going to consider what changes we are going to make regarding the debate on Thursday night," one commission member said. The member added that there is a chance that no changes are made, saying the conversation will be on a, quote, "what, if any, changes will be made." After the first debate, they said they wanted to ensure a more orderly discussion and that they would announce changes shortly. The commission had floated the idea of possibly cutting off the other person's mic when they're not talking. So if Joe Biden is talking, President Donald Trump won't be able to talk or interject, or at least not have his mic on. So you might be able to hear him just a little bit, but he won't be able to overpower either side. And that goes for both ways. Joe Biden won't be able to interrupt President Donald Trump and vice versa. I will be having a special video on Thursday night right after the presidential debates with my wife and the highlights from those debates, so you guys can see all the highlights and kind of cut out the fluff. And we'll also be giving you our thoughts and kind of go over the hot mess that it'll probably be again. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss out on new videos, and you can click the bell icon if you want to be notified when we go live. Click the bell after you subscribe and then click all notifications. We typically go live at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our Thursday election special will probably be around 10 p.m. if I had to guess. It'll be after the election. We got to put the clips together, make the video for you, film it, and then publish it. There's kind of a lot that goes into this whole production here. It's kind of like a mini TV production here. One day I'll make a behind the scenes video and a bloopers video for you, but I have all sorts of lights here, microphones, cameras, all sorts of things. So it's a pretty interesting setup we have here to bring you guys all the news. So thank you guys for being a part of our family. We're over 250,000 subscribers now. We just passed over 35 million views. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Also, I wanted to read this quote to you. I was watching Rocky Balboa movie earlier. I think it's the movie after Rocky 5. It's actually called Rocky Balboa. And it brought a very interesting quote to mind. The quote says, "You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done." And Rocky actually says this quote to his son in the movie. And I think it's very relevant today with the problems that we're going through today. I feel like a lot of people have been hard hit from this pandemic, and during these hard times right now, this once in a 100-year pandemic where people are losing their jobs left and right. Over 800,000 people are still losing their jobs every single week. And I just want to like kind of share that quote with you because Rocky is very significant to me. I've watched them for years, those movies, even through my wrestling career with my wrestling medal right there from second in the state of Ohio. You can see in the background right there. But it's also helped me kind of build my businesses and helped me in life because life is hard. And I really feel like us as a human race, that we're so resilient. We can pretty much come back from anything if you're willing to keep moving forward and forget about the past and kind of look forward and just push through the tough times. Everybody goes through tough times. I mean, everybody goes through tough times. And you might be going through a tough time right now, but just know that there's better times ahead. And if you push through and try to make it the best you can, and just try to, see what your best opportunities are going forward and then try to make them happen, I really feel like you can get through the struggle too, because honestly, we're much more resilient than most people think, and you can do it too. I mean, as long as you don't quit, you'll have brighter days in the future. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Thanks for watching. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start a business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.